What's he want to do this time? Come forward and go for it, or you're going to back away and try and wait for it? I like Dustin. I think he's a good fighter. He's even a great fighter, you know, but great is still levels below me. I'll knock Dustin out inside 60 seconds.
I saw you say recently that you're going to knock him out in less than 60, and I find that proclamation in particular to be very interesting, because that would be less than obviously the first fight. Do you feel pressure to do something even more spectacular than the first fight? You need to finish him quicker than the first time around?
You know, it's certainly a different bout when you face a man twice, right? It should be a more difficult bout to face a man a second time. So in that scenario, I must do it better, and I'm going to aim to do it better. And I'm highly confident the shots I will need to land will be hit home inside that first 60-second mark. If Dustin can withstand them, more power to him. I know he's hoping it's a war and a dragged out war back and forth. I'm actually excited about that also. I wouldn't be against that. I'd actually love that. I would actually relish a war with Dustin. So if he can withstand the shots and get it popping, let's get it going. Let's stand in there and let's fight. So I just foresee my shots landing early, and that's it.
You would prefer a war over a 60-second fight?
Yeah, I probably would, to be honest. I probably would. You know, I would. I want to compete. I want to rack up rack up the clock. You know, get some time in there. What's a war to him and what's a war to me are two different things. You know, it's if he can last, but it's not. You know, it's going to be a smooth one for me, to be honest, Ariel. You know, I know Dustin's a good fighter, but I'm the double greatest.
Potentially it's a benefit for you to get the minutes in there, right? You haven't been able to spend time in the cage, so is there part of you that thinks it would actually be better if I didn't finish it early?
Yeah, I would love to get some rounds in here on Sunday morning, for sure. So it doesn't usually work out that way, Oscar, you know, and especially where I'm at now. So we'll see what happens.
Last couple, the sleep schedule, everyone's making...
I'll end up bleeding kicking Dustin in the head, and then like the last one, you know what I mean, I had the boxing crew with me and I end up bleeding kicking Donald in the head and breaking his face with my shoulders. You know, I have so many shots, and it will just come out, you know, magically on the night. So we'll see what happens.
And certainly is interested to see how this rematch plays out. And, you know, that one ended very early, but you're predicting an even earlier finish to this one. I mean, what is it about your preparation that makes you feel so confident in that?
Yeah. It's just complete confidence in my preparation. I've put in the work. I know where I'm at. I know where I was at then and what I done, and I know where I'm at now and what I will do. You know, I know Dustin's tough. He can take a smack. He can take a smack off other people. He can't take my smacks. So that's just the way it is. I almost want to go against my own self. I want time in the octagon. It's always the case, you know what I mean? I wanted time in the octagon. The last time I didn't get it. I want time in the octagon this time. I don't think I'm going to get it, but, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Do you like the southpaw versus southpaw matchup?
I love the southpaw versus southpaw matchup. I always match up well against southpaws. Dustin has multiple losses against southpaws on his record also, so, you know, it might be a weakness of his, but I am flawless against southpaws. There's many shots in my arsenal that I can pull out. I know Dustin likes to switch stances, as do I also, so it's going to be a good bout.
6+ years ago, yourself, Dustin, Poirier, totally different circumstances from now. Both of you guys were on the ascent. You guys were on the rise. Everybody was saying Conor McGregor is going to be the next big thing, and everybody who faced you was tasked with trying to derail that train. Nobody was really able to do that. You became a 2-division champion. But now both of you guys are so established. We've seen what you've done. In the last 4 years, I think Dustin Poirier has had the toughest schedule of any mixed martial artist. How do you think that changes the circumstances, at least inside the cage, for this particular fight?
You know, he's had some tough fights that can go one or two ways. You know, pros, it's, you know, you've got experience in there. Cons, it can damage the body. You know, I know he's been through surgery, had hip surgery recently, and, you know, I'm confident going in. I think his skill set's pretty similar. I don't think it's any different, to be honest. You know, he's all his reactions, all his shots, all his movements are very similar. He's just had more octagon time. I want to entertain the fans, my die-hard fans, my hardcore fans that have supported me through thick and thin. You know, I want to go down back to 155, cut weight over the Christmas. This is all for my fans and for the people, you know, to entertain them. And I'm eager to get in, showcase all my work. And, you know, Dustin does not know what he's in for. That's for damn sure. Although I think he does know what he's in for, to be honest. I mean, we fought before, but it's even more ferocious this time. That's for damn sure.
The psychology of this sport. How hard would it be for someone to block out what happened in that first fight if you're Dustin Poirier?
I see him reacting a lot. I see him hesitant. I see him in a rush, in a panic. Pretty much the same way I saw him the last time. You know, that's going to be in his head for sure. But it was in his head beforehand. You know, then it became reality. So now it's going to be in his head before this one, but it's also a reality. So it's a double whammy. You know what I mean? And now he's facing the double champ. So, you know, I'm going to go in and put my work on him and get him out of there in spectacular fashion.
I know you're going to say they're all easy matchups, but if you look at the top of the lightweight division, if you were to rank them from hardest to easiest of the people that you're tasked with facing in the division, if you look at Justin Gaethje, you look at Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, your opponent this weekend, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, how would you rank them from the hardest matchup for you to the easiest?
I tell you what, this is going to be an easy rematch for me this Sunday, but it won't be my easiest rematch. When I get that rematch against Khabib, it will be an easy rematch, and I guarantee this. If he wants to continue running, that's no problem. I'll eliminate the rest of them. Besides him who ran, it is Dustin. He's knocked out Justin. He's beaten Dan Hooker. And, you know, Chandler, I don't know really, you know, he's come from the other, a lower league. And, you know, he hasn't been tested in the UFC, so we'll see. But, and then Justin has beaten Tony. So, you know, I would say Dustin is right up there. You know, that's why I'm excited with it. And that's why, you know, you're going to see the levels and the difference in levels between myself and the top of the division. You know, I am just in space. I am not from here. You know, that's where I am at. I am from a different planet with my skill set. And I look forward to showcasing it this Sunday morning in Abu Dhabi.
And finally, we've heard the prediction. Let's test the overall mysticism of Mystic Mac, of the notorious Conor McGregor. You said under 60 seconds for Dustin Poirier, but when you visualize that fight, and I know you visualize everything in this world, not just the fight game, but in terms of business, in terms of materializing anything and manifesting anything, what is the strike that most often puts Dustin Poirier away in your mind?
Oh, there's an array. There's an array of shots, and you know it'll be all coming at him ferociously, fast, with power and precision and patience and composure. So it's going to be a master class. What shot it is, it could be, you know, I've got so many shots in my book. I could write a trilogy, you know. So tune in and see.
How does this main event play out?
Oh, I'm going to put on a flawless performance here, an absolute clinic. I'm confident in all ranges. I'm confident. I've never been more confident in my my endurance than I have been now. And I know, you know, Dustin and his team may take a bit of disrespect for me saying I'm going to knock him out in 60 seconds. Well, it works both ways, you know. Them trying to say, oh, the conditioning thing. We'll see about that. If you can last through the trauma that I'm going to bring to you, you know what I mean? We'll see what you're about and who has the endurance and what's what. So I'm excited all across the board. I'm confident. All my skills are on fire at the minute, you know, pinpoint precision, my kicks, my punches, my knees, my wrestling, my grappling, my clinch. Bring it on, whatever. I'm ready. I'm gonna bust him up, but you know what I mean? There's no doubts about it, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's getting bust up.
Do you feel you have to win this fight in a very big and dramatic fashion? This can't be a decision. It has to be typical KO from the man that's got 19 knockouts in his UFC career, which would be you. Does it have to end in spectacular fashion?
There you go, Stephen. It's all I know. It's all I do is put people out, and I'm going to do so again on Saturday night. Mark my words.